What's up, everyone? It's Matias from Dane Training, and today I have with me a guest, Trey Morgan, the founder of the Masculine Throne. He is a guy who helps people, especially men, with accountability and confidence. He is a man who started as a 24-year-old virgin. He began to, I don't know, maybe you can explain how you changed everything up, decide to change your life.
Right.
Then we can talk about all the discipline that went into it, which is the topic of today, how to use our habits, our mindset, and our discipline to improve everything in our life that we want to see improved in.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, thanks for having me. Yeah, I lost my virginity at, at 24, but once that happened, things started to take off for me. I just started beasting out. I came up with this idea of being a beast, and to me, that means being really disciplined, really focused, going for exactly what you want, having zero excuses, because excuses is not going to get you anywhere. Stop blaming others for your problems, and being willing to step into the unknown, which means being comfortable with being uncomfortable, facing your fears, facing your demons, and showing up every day. And by me doing that, I was able to become self-employed. I was able to, of course, lose my virginity, but go on to like getting really good at cold approach and being able to teach other men how to do cold approach. Cold approach basically means going out and approaching women and helping men just become more masculine and channel that energy into their wealth goals, into their personal goals, and into their interpersonal goals. So to create healthy relationships with not just women, but men as well. So I enjoy doing that. And yeah, I'm, looking forward to answering whatever questions you have here or whatever we're going to talk about.
Yeah, that was quite the opener, don't you think? But because the call isn't like, it's not about pussy, it's not about women, it's about discipline. It's about how we can use improve our habits to shape our lives, because you are not just a dating coach, you're also a business coach, you are a confidence coach,
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, you live the whole lifestyle. For example, you don't even sleep in a bed. It's
Yeah.
like sleep is for the weak, you gotta get up and work all day, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sleep on the floor.
You get up at 3 a.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
What time do you go to sleep?
10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not much sleep, How do you get by with that? Do you ever sleep 8 hours?
Sometimes, if I'm being honest, sometimes I'll take a nap in the middle of the day if I feel a little fatigued or drowsy. But your body gets used to it. Like if you get up at 3 and you consistently do that and go to bed at 10, your body starts to just like get used to it. It's in the beginning, it's rough, because I used to get up at 12 p.m., and I just kept cutting it back an hour until I got to 3 a.m. because I just was aware that certain people that are at a really high level, they get up really early and they have like a huge advantage on the world. They're able to get a lot more done. And I was like, okay, well, I have some big goals. I want to make some shit happen. So I knew that getting up earlier was going to make a huge difference. And since I started doing that, I haven't stopped because I see the value of it. You just get more done. You have a head start on the world when you get up that early, and you feel powerful. Like when you do it, you feel powerful because most people are not doing that. So it just makes you feel stronger as a man.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely tell when I'm up like an hour earlier by coincidence. I mean, it kind of feels like I have a head start on my day, because whatever mind frame I'm supposed to get in at a certain time, I'm there sooner than that, and I'm ready to fucking roll with my task. I may start some work earlier. I may do some extra work, I may do some like, rehabilitating training. Like I can't train enough with my injuries. Like I do wellness stuff all the time, I just do stuff and I feel good about myself. And I think, wouldn't you say at the end of the day, like getting a high level of confidence and self-esteem and getting the life you want, it begins with doing things that doesn't just feel good, it makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. When you feel like you're accomplishing shit, when you feel like you're moving forward, when you feel like when you set a goal and you actually know that you're moving closer towards it, you feel more masculine, you feel more confident, you feel more empowered because you know you're actually moving forward. You know you're not full of shit. You know, when you set a goal and you're getting up late and you're not really doing what you're supposed to do, your confidence starts to go down because you know you have a goal and you know you're not really going towards it the way that you should. So when you know that you're putting in work, you can also kind of relax a little bit too. And when I say relax, what I mean is like don't worry so much, because if you're putting in the work and you're being consistent, you're going to hit your goal. You know, you can't predict when. You know, that's where people get frustrated because they try to predict when it's going to happen. You can't really predict, but all you can do is just make sure you're doing the best that you can do. So at the end of the day, you have no regrets. You know that you're doing the best you can do, and that's all you can do. And to me, you know, we talk about this. I believe the universe has a timing for things. So as long as you're doing your part, the universe will do its part, and things will happen when it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, we have, and it's funny how we have very differing opinions on like the math of it, but our conclusions are very much the same. You know, you put in the work, you are more than likely going to get somewhere very far. You know, be it randomness or the universe or a guard or like me being my own guard or whatever. You know, but I mean, so you also train every day, right? You train 7 days per week with home training, right?
Yeah. So every single morning, as soon as I wake up, the first thing I do is work out. Recently, I started adding meditation. I'm trying to figure out if I want to meditate first or work out first. I'm working figuring that out. But most of the year, the first thing I did when I woke up was work out, and that consists of calisthenics or body weight workouts, which I alternate. So one day it will be arms and upper body, and then the next day it will be legs and abs. So arms and upper body typically be like push-ups, pull-ups, variations on push-ups, variations on pull-ups. You know, I may do some some dips. I'll just throw like different things in there, but usually it's push-ups and pull-ups. And then for legs and abs, it will be like leg raises, squats, lunges. Sometimes I don't know the names of some of the stuff, but like one leg deep knee bends, I think it's called, wall sits, and then abs, you know, of course, like crunches, variations. I like, you know, honestly, I like using like the apps. They have like some apps you can use, and I just use those apps, and I don't know, it just works for me because I've been doing it since I got out of high school. Like I haven't stopped. When I got out of high school, I used to play basketball in high school. I stopped playing basketball, but I kept exercising, and I kind of just came up with something that works for me, and it keeps me in great shape. So I'm just happy with it, and I also that's why when people make an excuse about not being able to go to the gym, I think that's bullshit because
Yeah.
I don't go to the gym and I'm still able to get my workout in and stay in great shape. So
Yeah, that's one of the main ways I judge a person's character actually is whether they train or not and what the excuse are, you know. Oh, I can't go to the gym because I have kids. It's like, like, I began my day watching someone's story about a woman who is a mother of 6 children and she's a world champion weightlifter and powerlifter. Like, who gives a fuck that you have a kid or two? Like, get some fucking testicles and ovaries, like, especially if you're a man, because I believe that, yeah, you have to spend time with the children, you have to bond with them, but you also need to get away from them, have some experiences, go on your own subjective type of adventure, you know, and build some masculine energy, some confidence energy, learn some lessons you can go home and teach to your children, you know. It's not always about how much time you spend with them. It's about the quality of the time you spend with them. There is a balance that I believe many men aren't really being mindful of because they have these excuses. Oh, I can't go to the gym. Oh, I can't go to another country because my children they blah blah blah. Like, I mean, people can live their own lives, you know, but have some fucking dignity and self-respect. You know, go do something, and don't always try and involve your kids in it. You know, try and do something for you as well.
Yeah, no excuse is good enough, man. And
Yeah.
you know, the issue is a lot of people, they wait until something big happens before they make a change. Like that's one of the things I've been studying and looking into is like people don't realize that you have a choice. You can make a change now when things are okay, or you can wait until it gets really bad, like, oh, you get really out of shape, or your mindset gets really bad, or some trauma happens in your life, some big, big adverse situation shows up, maybe you lose a loved one or something, and then you just start seeing things differently. I don't think we should wait until some big traumatic event happens. I think we should pay attention to the life we want to live and start making the moves we want to make now. And because time is precious, time is ticking. It's not waiting for you. Time isn't waiting for anybody to get their shit together. You gotta take matters into your own hands.
Yeah, it's a pretty selfish way to live and carry yourself, isn't it? Because if you allow yourself to get in trouble, then you also, whether you want to or not, or are even aware of it, you put other people in trouble. I mean, if you piss off the wrong person, I mean, your parents might get fucking, I don't know, fucked up, like step on the wrong guy's toes. If I don't know, if you take too much shit from your parents or whatever, like your girlfriends might end up depressed because you don't treat them right, and you might not even realize it for 3 months, and then it's too late. Like, I mean, I know you can probably resonate a lot with this, but I know if something is to happen, like with my mother, she gets raped or she gets killed or whatever, and I'm there and I'm fucking looking at it, like I can either end up afterwards being like, oh, I wasn't able to help her. I didn't think I had to learn how to fight. I didn't think it would ever happen to us, and feel shit about myself. Or I can go in and fucking break his neck and be like, yeah, hell yeah, I saved the fucking day. Maybe feel bad for him, or I don't know, whatever. But I might not sleep well, but I would be happy with myself. At least I did something,
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people kind of ignore. They just watch Netflix all day. They walk around taking antidepressant medicine and whatever. Like, they're like, well, I can be severely obese if I want to. It doesn't affect other people. It's my choice. It's like, is it really though? Don't we have health insurance prices, going up or down depending on the collective fabric of society's consciousness? Like, I mean, it's a whole rant. It's a whole rant.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Like, we all have the power of choice. We all have the power of decision, and what we do now is going to determine our future. So I'm very blessed and very grateful for it to be self-employed and to have the ability to meet women and to be in great shape and all these great things. But I'm in this position because of the decisions and choices I made in the past, and I have people around me who made some different choices and decisions in the past, and now they're having certain things to deal with. Like, for example, getting a woman pregnant that they know is not going to be the woman that they should get pregnant. Now they have to deal with, the repercussions of that, not being able to see their child or whatever miserable relationship they have with that woman now, or somebody who decided, not to take care of their health and not work out and stuff like that. Now they're out of shape. Now they're trying to figure out how to get in shape now, or whatever it is. It's like, we just got to understand that our lifestyle or our condition in life is created by our choices. We have no one to blame. And yeah, like you said, our decisions also affect those around us. So we got to keep that in mind as well. A lot of things I do it because I want to make things better for my family and the people around me. I know when I get better, they get better. I'm a positive influence on them. I inspire people to be greater, and I'm aware of that, and I like that responsibility. I like being able to help inspire people to become the best version of themselves, and it keeps me in check, because now when I'm in that position, I have to, people are looking up to me to maintain that character, and I like it because I want to stay sharp. I want to continue to be a beast. I want to keep getting better, keep evolving, because that's what life is about. When we're evolving, we feel good. When we're not evolving, when we're depressed, when shit ain't going our way, what happens? We get sad. We start thinking about, some people start thinking about suicide and shit like that, right? Because they're not growing. They're not living the life they want to live. So we're supposed to go after our goals. We're supposed to, and it's not going to be easy, but that's what makes it worth it. When you put in that work and you see, yeah, I didn't get lucky here. I put in my work,
Yeah. Do you think there's no amount of luck involved, like randomness playing into it? Like you're maybe getting more than you worked for, or you may work for the best of the best and then do all the things right, but still not really get that far. Do you think that's possible?
I do believe there's some kind of luck, and the way I look at luck is basically like it's like a opportunity presents itself, and then but I think you have to be prepared though, prepared to jump on that opportunity, and then that to me is you getting like some form of luck. But I still think you play a part in it too, because if there's an opportunity presented to you, like for example, let's say a millionaire comes up to me and says, hey man, I want to do some business with you, and he says he needs me to do a certain like I'll give you a real example. There was a time I told you that I teamed up with some millionaires, and that opportunity, somebody could say I got lucky. A millionaire wanted to work with you. That doesn't happen to everyone, but I was prepared for that opportunity as well. When they said let's work together, I had developed certain skills, certain mindset where I was able to actually contribute to that opportunity. So you want to say I got lucky, but I was able to meet that lucky opportunity with my experience, with my preparation. So I think there's some luck that plays into it, but I think what's more important is being prepared and ready to jump on that opportunity when it presents itself. Because if you're not prepared and ready, you'll lose the opportunity. So
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've worked in sales as well. I've never really been a good salesman, but I have connected with millionaires, who gave me advice and helped me out, spent a great deal of time helping me. But that was because I showed them through the way I talked to them and the way I carried myself that I had potential. Maybe I didn't have potential right then to become a salesman within the time frame of getting paid and not making enough sales, whatever. But they decided to spend extra time on me for a reason, because I spent all the time training every day. I spent all the time reading books, gathering knowledge. I spent all the time catching up on what does the most successful people in powerlifting and bodybuilding have to say. How do people live? Who have done things I want to do. It's not just luck, man. Like luck is meeting a millionaire. Preparation is getting that millionaire to want to know who the fuck you are to begin with. Yeah. Because they judge quick. They found out quickly if you're worth the time or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, can you tell me about like, you were raised as a diehard Christian for 24 years, and you began to break out of that and begin to make money and begin to have multiple girlfriends. Now you're a business coach. You trained a lot every day. Used kind of random app programs to still build a physique that looks like you had read the books. Can you tell about how it started and what happened through all that?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, definitely my parents were very religious, Christians. Went to a Baptist church, and they had me going to church every Sunday and all that stuff. And I really believed in it. I believed that if you do the right thing, you go to heaven. If you do the wrong thing, you go to hell. That was my beliefs all the way up until like 23. Basically the issue I had with Christianity and religion, personally, I'm not saying it's wrong for anyone. I'm just saying for me, it didn't work out, because what it did to me is it put me in a box. My personality, like me, Trey, wants to like have great experiences. I want to be able to have conversations with different people. I want to try different things. I want to study different things. I don't like the idea of being closed into a box. And that's what religion did to me. It put me in this box. I had a hard time expressing myself, especially my sexuality, because I was afraid if I did, I would go to hell. It just kind of confined my mind, and I wasn't living a happy life as a Christian. Like, that's just the best way for me to put it. So ultimately it led me to at some point just deciding, you know what, man, I can't do this anymore. And I kind of just got out of the religion, and I decided to kind of just be a free spiritual being. And I started so during that time I was doing I was going out and approaching women, because I used to be shy and I was afraid to talk to women. And even the Christianity was actually holding me back in that regard, because I felt like some of the women may have been interested in like sexual activity, right? Especially because I'm like a tall black dude who looks like he wants to fuck. You know what I mean? So they're expecting me to be like that, but I wasn't. I was afraid of it because I thought I would go to hell. And so it created this weird incongruent um interaction with women, and it just led to me like sometimes girls would be interested but they lose interest and whatever. So yeah, I left the religion, and when that happened, man, that's when I started tapping into this character of the beast, where I just started going after everything I wanted. I started going after the women, studying how attraction works and female nature, and then going out and approaching women. I really started going after my business goals, and really started pushing my products and learning marketing and sales copy and all this stuff. I started what else? I just like, my physique, I was always working out. So I just kept doing that. And yeah, man, I just allowed myself to evolve. I allowed myself to have different experiences, to meet different women, to go networking events, meet different business owners, have conversations with different people, set up my own website. I got into affiliate marketing, and ultimately I started creating my own digital products and services and doing coaching, and then teaching people how to start their own internet business. And then I started getting good at cold approaching women. I lost my virginity, 24, got my first girlfriend, and basically like developed a skill set. I could go out in the daytime or the nighttime and meet women, easily, like no problem. And I just got to a point where I, decided I wanted to build a business around that, because I knew there's a lot of values, a lot of guys who are struggling when it comes to women, and being able, maybe some of them are okay with dating apps and stuff, but some men want to learn how to go and meet women in real life, stuff like that, approach women in the grocery store, the mall. You can meet women anywhere. So yeah, I just got very passionate about that. And I no longer had the religion that was like dictating how I was supposed to be, or what I could do, and whether I could have sex or not. Like, I was done with all that. I was just free to just be me. And so yeah, man, I built a business around it. I started the Sexy Beast Tribe, which is my Facebook group that I initially started on Facebook, where I basically just started sharing what was working for me, being a confident man, going out, being masculine, being unapologetic, learning how to overcome the fear of rejection. And just, for me, women was the biggest struggle. So that's why like most of my focus is on that. But this stuff can be applied in anything. You need to be confident in who you are. You need to embrace your masculinity. Means you need to be assertive and proactive and go for what you want. Being passive is not going to get you anything. And you need to learn how to deal with rejection. That's not just with women. That's in business. That's in life. That's, everyone gets rejected, and we can't allow that to affect us. And being able to just be consistent. So discipline, you can't just go out and do something one time. If you want to get some women, you can't just go out and approach 3 women and say, oh, I got rejected, it doesn't work. No, you got to go out for at least a month, or longer, and go and approach women and see, and then you see and check your results and see, if you went out for a month and you didn't get one woman, then for a fact you're doing something wrong, because you should be able to get a woman over a month. And it's the same thing with anything. So yeah, bro, I mean, I'm trying to like just keep it concise, but basically, yeah, I just started going into evolution mode, and I broke free of all the limitations. I released the brakes, as Dan Penny would say, you just take your foot off the emergency brake and you start going full force. And a lot of great things happen when you do that, man. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have clearly changed a lot. I mean, I didn't have all that. I mean, I had sex when I was 13. I got drunk when I was 13. And I got into martial arts a month before, karate a month before I was 12. Like, my masculine side has pretty much always been there, but I was bullied, and that kept some change on me. Psychologically, I developed insecurities as a little kid. But still, I've been lucky, I guess, to be able to have so much like masculine rage, or whatever you call it, to build up some confidence. Go to the gym. I did sports all my life, and I mean, I can see those people who are kind of like what you were, that they don't even know how to talk to women. Like, and if you don't know how to talk to a woman or to speak your opinion, no matter what she's gonna think of you based on that opinion, like, how can you make money for yourself? How can you fight for your beliefs? Like, how can you create the habits that form a great mindset to have a great life? I mean, honestly, you can't really do anything unless you are lucky, like Bill Gates, I guess. But who's that lucky?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So yeah, bro. I mean, and you know what's interesting? I really believe that discipline is extremely important. That's why I created these characters. I talk about tapping into different archetypes. So the beast is a character I designed that basically that's the version of you that wants to go out and create. That's the version of you that doesn't give a fuck about people's opinions and I got to be like this and that. That's the version of you that just goes out and expresses yourself, goes out and makes mistakes. You're not nothing. It's not going to go perfectly. You're going into experimentation mode. You're trying different things. You're doing trial and error. And as you start taking action and you start getting information, things start to make sense. And then you start to come up with your own way of doing things, and you may go and get a coach and stuff like this or buy a book or whatever, and you learn different things. But at the end of the day, you got to find out what works for you. You know what I mean? So it's like finding that discipline, but then learning how to flow with life, learning what works for you and learning how to enjoy your life. I believe a very big part is you got to have fun or find a way to enjoy what you're doing. Because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to want to do it. Like I enjoy getting up at 3 because I feel like a beast when I do it. You see, if somebody's getting up at 3 and they hate it, it's not going to work. You're going to stop doing it at some point. But if you enjoy it, if you see the value in it, if you like the character you're creating in your movie of life, you're going to do these things. And I like this. I love this character I'm playing. This character gets a lot of, there's a lot of benefits that come when you're a disciplined man, when you're focused, when you have knowledge, you go and gain knowledge, you read books, you have conversation with other men on productive topics, you go and you talk to women, when you live your life, you start to fall in love with your life, and that energy is contagious. You're going to attract people are going to want to do business with you, girls are going to want to spend time with you. The universe is just going to give you stuff because it sees that you're making a difference. You're valuable to the world, and when you're valuable to the world, when you give, you shall receive. So that's how it works.
Yeah, and like that's my biggest purpose is actually to help people. I feel the best when I help other people, and I think that's why sometimes I actually, I don't know, listen a little bit too much about people bitching about their past. I've maybe sometimes allowed someone to lie to me, even though I knew they were doing it, pretended I didn't see it because I wanted to help them. I saw good intention. I think most people they aren't bad people, to be honest. They may do bad things, but they aren't bad people, and they want to be good. They just haven't learned how to do things that make them feel good about themselves. They want attention from other people to feel like they are valuable, but they have not learned to do it by doing good things. They have these thought patterns that they aren't worth shit. They have low self-esteem, blah 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 blah. They have bad luck, blah blah. So why get attention from people around you by doing good things if you aren't even worth much at your best? Better to piss them off, better to use them and do stupid shit. And I mean, I think if people would just have some better habits, have some better control, they wouldn't be that far down, man. Like a junkie mindset, They just wouldn't.
Yeah.
I can definitely attest to that. The more you give other people, the more you help them while not being naive, like I was in the past, the more you receive. I feel the best when I give to people because I receive so much energy, even if they don't do anything for me afterwards. I get so much energy from them because they appreciate it so much. I go out and do my best work, write my best posts, have my best training sessions for myself, and with other people. Like everything is better. My whole mood is better.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been doing it for a long time. So, Trey, can you tell us when is the last time you had a day where you were unhappy?
Oh man, I have no clue, bro. Bro, I'm so grateful for life. It's just great, man. You know what it is? Speaking of discipline, every single day without fail, I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. That's part of my morning routine. So gratitude is a part of who I am. When you're grateful for life, you're gonna have the right perspective. You're gonna always remember, you know, sometimes people, they're focused too much on what they don't have. Oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. Even when you get those things, yeah, you're gonna be happy for like a little while or whatever, but that's not gonna keep you happy. No external thing outside of you is gonna keep you happy. You have to find happiness within, you know, and that gratitude is very important. Being grateful for the things you already have. I'm grateful that I still have my mother in my life. That's like a big thing to me. She's very supportive. I didn't follow, like I said, I used to be a Christian and all these things. I didn't follow the way how you know, society wants me to be and how my mom wanted me to be exactly, but she still supported me when I went after my business goals, you know, when I started you know, moving out of Christianity and all these things. She still supported me, man. So I'm very grateful for my mother. I'm grateful that I'm self-employed. I'm grateful for a roof over my head. I'm grateful I have food and water. I'm grateful for the women in my life. You have some very supportive women that I don't deal with, you know, some guys, they put up with women that are a distraction or negative a negative influence on them. I don't deal with women like that. That's the beauty of having abundance, knowing that you have options and you can deal with the women you want. You know, I'm grateful that, you know I can read and write. I'm grateful that I'm healthy. Like, there's so much to be grateful for, and there's so many reasons to be happy, and we don't need these external things. These external things are great, like having a nice car, having a lot of money. That's great. We should go for that. I'm not saying we should be like just happy and broke. I don't believe in that. But like, we shouldn't need anything external to be happy. We should be happy that we're alive. We should be happy that we have energy to create. We should be happy that we have positive, healthy relationships. You know, a bad day, bro, there's no such thing as a bad. We can choose. A bad day is our choice. If we choose to have a bad day, you're going to create a bad day. One of the things I notice, people who think positive, they get positive results in their life. People who think negative get negative results. It's as simple as that. Like, I go in my I like to take Uber to like go to places, and I talk to my Uber drivers. And the ones who are positive, they always say, "Oh yeah, man, I love Uber. I make so much money. It's so great." The ones that are negative, guess what they say? Uber doesn't pay well. This doesn't make any money. The expenses are too high. This and that. There are two people that are driving and doing the same Uber. One is getting, you know, saying they're making a lot of money and it's great. The other one's saying that they're not making any money. And literally the only difference is one has a positive mindset in regards to what they're doing. One has a negative mindset. So the positive one creates positive results. The negative one creates negative results. If I start thinking negative, I'm going to create negative results. I'm pretty sure my business is going to fall flat, right? Women are going to stop responding to me and start not responding to my texts and not want to have sex with me anymore. The people in my, you know, for example, people in my mastermind group or clients I have, they're going to not want to associate with my business anymore because I'm negative. Now, you repel people. And what you do is you attract negative people. So now you create more negativity and now your life sucks. So it starts with our mind, man. It starts with the way we think. It starts with our actions, and it starts with the emotions we choose to create in our life. So, and that's what creates our state of being, which leads to our reality, which leads to our, you know, the life we live. So.
Yeah, and that's funny because there are a lot of other people out there saying like how you have to be happy, you have to have empathy, you have to help people. It's a great purpose and purpose over pleasure, blah blah blah. But like we saw the other day, I mean, some of them, they're actually so negative at the end of the day. Like you can barely have a conversation with them and do business with them.
Yeah.
You know, like the one I talked to recently, he's so big and he's up at 2:45 every night, and he's like, "Oh, my biggest purpose is to blah 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 and keep people out of prison and keep people off of drugs and whatever, you know." And then at the end of the day, I can't even ask him about his coaching, you know, without him talking shit. Like,
Yeah.
but you actually live it, you know.
Yeah.
You actually live the gratitude. You don't just talk about it. Like, you're happy every day.
Yeah.
I mean, like I can have a conversation with you anytime, ask you about business or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, constructive this, constructive that. Let's do it, you know.
Yeah.
And I can tell for myself, like when I talk about it, and I'm not really about it. The way I talk about it isn't even the same, you know. But when I'm constructive every day, you know, I'm not bitching at what happens and whatever. Like, it's a radical change,
Mhm.
and I know a lot of people just don't see it. They don't know how much positivity they can get just by being positive.
Yeah.
If there was one way I could explain it to them, it would just work like this. I mean, I would be doing it all the time, all day long, every day.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah, man. People have their one thing I understand is that people have their beliefs, and those beliefs have been programmed into their mind over years and years of references and experiences that are aligned with that belief. So a lot of coaching and helping people, a lot of times it's about helping them to overcome those beliefs. That's what I noticed. So sometimes people will ask me like one question, like let's say a guy is struggling with women and he'll say like, he'll ask me a question, you know, hey, what do I say to get the girl? It's like, man, it's not about what you say to get the girl. You have to change your mindset, your belief in the way that you're seeing the girl, the way that you're responding to her, the way you're seeing yourself. Like it's a transformation. One little quick question, you may not even really listen to what I said, because if it's not aligned with your belief, you're not even gonna like accept it. So I realized, you know, changing your beliefs. People don't want to change. People want a new they want to change their life by staying the same, and it's not gonna happen. Like I've just based on this conversation we're having, like it should be obvious that the reason that I was able to change my life is because I was willing to change. It wasn't easy leaving Christianity, by the way. That was very difficult because I was raised in it. So it was a huge part of my identity. It was very difficult to get out of it. Actually, when I got out of it, I became like nihilistic. Like I just started to believe like there was no God, there was no nothing, and there was no purpose to life. I became like that for a while, very dark actually, and I didn't want to associate with anybody. And that's when I got this ring that I have right here. I still wear it, by the way, and it says "fuck the world." And I got this other ring that has like a skull on it, because I just was like, fuck everybody. And then from there, it started to shift, and I started to realize, okay, maybe what life is about is we can choose our beliefs, we can choose our philosophy, we can choose our religion, we can choose how we want to see the world. We don't have to take on somebody else's way of living and just be like that because they told us to. No, we can choose. The power of choice. Like people just need to understand you have the power of choice, which means you can make a different choice. If the choices you're making right now have led up to the life you're living right now, and if you're not happy with that life you're living, that means you have to make some new choices. So I had to change the way I was thinking. You know, I had to change the way, you know, most of my issues was with women. So I had to relook at my relationship with how I was seeing women, how I was seeing myself, my own value. You know, I used to have women on a pedestal. That was one of the issues I had. I had to knock them off the pedestal, put myself on a pedestal. And then now when I communicate to them, I communicate to them with a different presence, with a different energy, with a different state of mind. Now they're looking at me like, oh, this guy's great. This guy's amazing, because I feel that way and I think that way and I act that way. Right. And that's the thing. You don't really need to, you know, when I just got started, I had to learn game, quote unquote game, like what to say and what to do to get the girl. But then you realize all that stuff is just mimicking or trying to be like a naturally confident guy. That's all it is. So instead of focusing on how to learn game, what we should focus on is how to become a real man, how to become a confident man, how to become a masculine, grounded man who can express himself authentically and not give a fuck.
Yeah, a player doesn't have game. Let's be real. A player has charisma. He has an understanding of the people he talks to. He has an understanding of the people he chooses to talk to, because he knows kind of like if it's going to be a good or bad conversation. He knows how to express himself.
Yeah.
He's open-minded. Like, game is such bullshit. It's like it's a pure gimmick. It's a pure gimmick, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, wouldn't you say that reading about all this game and reading about business coaching, reading about mindset psychology, reading about strength training, bodybuilding, whatever, like, it doesn't really do much for you. It's when you have the discipline, it is when you're working on your habits, that all that stuff comes together, and reading about it helps you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say it's like you can't do one without the other. I mean, you can, but then it's like it's
I
more.
mean, yeah, my native language is Danish, so I didn't mean it like completely the way I said it, but kinda. Let's say kinda.
Yeah. No, I get what you're trying to say. Like, to me, okay, let's look at pickup and game and stuff like that. Here's why it was necessary for me to learn pickup and game at a certain point in time, because I didn't understand how to talk to a woman. I didn't understand it. I just didn't get it. It didn't come to me naturally. Like, it sounds like it came to you naturally. It did not come to me naturally. So yes, I did need to read and learn about it. I didn't have a father in my life to teach me either, right? So I had to go and learn the stuff. But then this is why it's important to apply it, because when I went and learned it and I applied it, I saw that what was really happening was the books on game and all this stuff. What it's trying to tell you is, this is how a confident man would act. Right? This is how a confident man would tease a girl, for example. He would tease a girl, or he would make a funny joke to her, or he might say a pickup line, but he would say the pickup line from a place of self-humor or self-amusement, not to actually pick her up. He's just saying it because he thinks it's funny. You start to learn that it's not about learning these pickup lines and stuff. It's just understanding that this is what a confident man would do. He would be charismatic, like you said. He would know how to articulate himself and communicate in an interesting way. And once you learn that, which was necessary for me, then you get to a point where you drop all the bullshit, because you actually start to become that man that's confident. And there you don't need all those pickup lines and stuff anymore. You just be who you are. So that's where I'm at now. It's like, yeah, there was a phase where I was following that stuff because I didn't understand. I wasn't a confident guy, and I didn't understand how to talk to women. So I needed something to get me there, which was, the books and the videos and stuff like that. Yeah. But then you evolve and you actually become natural, or you actually become a man, a real man. And a real man is just able to attract women. We naturally know how to attract women. We just have to tap into that version of ourselves or unleash that. And it was just confined and constricted for me. I was very inhibited. I couldn't speak like authentically. I was very afraid, stuck in my head. Or what if I say the wrong thing? What if I do the wrong thing? So I needed the book to kind of give me some confidence. Like, oh, I mean, this guy said that if you say this, it will work. Does the line work, or is it my belief in the line that made it work? It's my belief. I believe because the guy wrote the book. I know he's a successful guy. So I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to work. And my belief in it made it work. But over time, you drop that shit because you realize it's all about how you feel on the inside. It's all about your state of mind. It's all about your thoughts. It's all about the way you feel. And once you can, I guess, transfer that to the woman, like if you can transfer to her, this is a confident man, or this is a successful man, or this is a powerful man, or this is a positive man, or this is a charismatic man. When you can transfer that and she can feel it, that's what creates attraction. You can't logically explain it to her. You can't try to manipulate her. I mean, it may work for a little bit, but it's not going to create those real connections. And that's what we really want. In the beginning, I got into the game. I wanted to, I wanted to get a girlfriend or whatever, and I wanted to get laid and all this stuff. But over time, you realize it's not really about that. You want to learn how to connect with women, real connections, and not just women, with men too. So, and once you become a real man, you'll be able to create real connections.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, like connections. You want people to have your back, not just a bro who laughs at your jokes, or a woman who spreads her legs. Like you want people to have your back, and you have their back because you invest in them, expecting them to be there when you need it, or at the very least expecting them to just receive help so that your life can get better by doing better things for other people. I think that's what it all comes down to. Is you can read the books, you can learn some pointers to get started, but until you internalize it and build the habits, do the right things every day, pat yourself on the back like many times a day, every time you eat a healthy meal, every time you get up at the right time, every time you go to sleep at the right time, like every time you have a positive interaction, regardless of whether you give an opinion they agree with or not, like just a proper interaction, that you are happy with, pat yourself on the back. Maybe you have trouble speaking your mind, and you polarize, you say something very polarizing, some people get angry at you, but you are happy that you spoke your own truth. That's a proper conversation, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I have yelled my opinion in a way. you know, just no, I believe this, because that. And you would think people would be angry with me, but they were actually more attracted to me because I spoke my own truth, and that was very attractive to them, you know.
Mhm.
It goes on and on, you know. You have your own ritual in the morning. You have things you do. I know you say your confirmations, you know, about how happy you are with all the good things you have. You do your workout, you do your meditation, and then you begin to work for other people, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the morning routine is a big one. I tell people to create your own morning routine because you're setting up the foundation for how your day is gonna go. Depending, if you don't have a morning routine, your day's just gonna go however your body randomly feels for the day. But if you have a morning routine, you set that intention. I set the intention that I want to feel gratitude within my day. I want to feel physically fit. That's why I work out. I want to feel disciplined. That's why I get up at 3 a.m. and I follow my routine. I take a cold shower. I want to feel, when you take a cold shower, it kind of like it energizes you and you just feel alive. You know what I mean? And of course you feel disciplined too, because it's not easy to just take a cold shower every single morning. I write my affirmations down because I want to create a certain state of mind. I read because I want to stimulate my mind. I want to have certain type of knowledge that I can use within my day. And and I like to make sure I have my morning routine, and then after that, I go out and I serve the world. So I serve myself first with my morning routine. I make sure I'm good, and then the rest of my day is spent serving others. Because I mean, that's really all life is. Like you make sure you're good, make sure you're whole, so you can give to others, and you just keep repeating that process every day. And it's great. It's amazing, especially if you can figure out how to get paid to do what you love to do. If you can figure that out, man, that's one of the most amazing things. Sometimes I'm just like so blessed, so grateful, not sometimes, all the time, because I'm like, man, I'm getting paid to do what I love to do. And there's people out there who are miserable doing shit they don't want to do, and they're not even getting paid well for that. So it's like, man, if someone can and you can get paid to do what you love to do, you just got to be good at it. You just got to like go to a high level. Don't just be mediocre. If you're mediocre, then you may struggle. But if you focus on becoming the best, you're gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you do the right things every day. Sooner or later, you're gonna progress, you know, to a certain point that you want to be at, or at least very close, a lot closer than initially, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I think our listeners have it pretty much understood that it's about habits, not about tips and tricks and books and all that. It's about habits first and foremost. It's about discipline, finding the freedom in knowing you're able to do whatever you want when you have to do it, no matter how you feel. You're not a slave to your emotions, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we can probably just end it right here.
Yeah, man. I definitely enjoyed the topic for today. Thank you for having me.
You're
And
welcome.
yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun. Let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, no doubt.
Peace.
All right, peace.